My name is Daniel. I am 29 years old. 3 years ago, I made a decision that almost ruined my life. I did not lose my job that day. I gave it up. At the time, I thought I was chasing success. I thought I was choosing a better future, but I was wrong. One email, one promise that sounded too good to be true, and I walked away from the safest thing I had. This is the story of my big mistake. I worked as a marketing assistant in a small advertising company for 3 years. The job was stable. I had a good salary. My boss, Mr. Peters, was fair. My colleagues were friendly. But I was not happy. I wanted more. I wanted a better position, more money, more respect. Every day I checked job websites. I sent many applications, but nothing happened. No one called me. I felt stuck. Then everything changed. One Monday morning, I received an email. The subject line said, "Exciting career opportunity, Senior Marketing Manager." I opened it immediately. The email was from a company called Global Success Media. I had never heard of them before. They found my CV online. They were very impressed. They wanted to offer me a position as Senior Marketing Manager. The salary was 3 times more than my current salary, plus a company car, health insurance, and 2 months of paid vacation. I could not believe my eyes. This was exactly what I wanted. I replied immediately. Within 1 hour, I received another email from Mr. Jackson, the HR director. He wanted to schedule an interview for the next day. They needed someone urgently. The company was growing fast. I agreed to the interview. That night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking about the new job. I imagined the big salary. I imagined telling everyone about my success. The next day, I took a half-day off from work. I told Mr. Peters I had a doctor appointment. I felt guilty about lying, but I was too excited to care. The interview was at a small office building in the city center. When I arrived, the building looked old. The lobby was empty. No security guard. I took the elevator to the 5th floor. The office was at the end of a dark hallway. A man in an expensive suit opened the door. "You must be Daniel," he said with a big smile. "I am Mr. Jackson. Please come in." The office was very small. Only 2 rooms. One had a desk and 2 chairs. The other was empty. I thought this was strange, but Mr. Jackson started talking very fast. He said the company was new but growing quickly. They had offices in many countries, big international clients. He showed me documents with impressive numbers and charts. Everything looked professional. After only 15 minutes, he smiled and said, "Daniel, you are perfect for this job. We want to hire you immediately." I was shocked. "That is it?" I asked. "Do you not want to check my references, meet other team members?" Mr. Jackson laughed. "We trust our instincts. We can see you are talented. Can you start next month?" I hesitated. Something felt wrong. But then I thought about the salary, the title, Senior Marketing Manager. I would finally be important. "Yes," I said. "I can start next month." He handed me a contract. I tried to read it, but he kept talking about amazing opportunities. Finally, I signed it. I felt like I was walking on clouds. That evening, I told my best friend, Tom. I expected him to be happy, but Tom looked worried. "Daniel, this sounds suspicious," he said. "Did you research this company? Are they real?" I felt annoyed. Of course they are real, I said. Tom shook his head. Just be careful before you quit your job. Check everything. Look for reviews. I didn't want to hear this. You're just jealous, I said. Tom looked hurt. Later that night, I searched for global success media online. I couldn't find much. No employee reviews, no social media pages. I felt worried, but I pushed these feelings away. Maybe they were just a new company. The next day, my colleague Sarah also warned me. That was fast. Are you sure about this? Leaving a stable job is risky. Everyone doubted me, but I had already made my decision. I didn't want to listen to their warnings. 2 weeks later, I went to Mr. Peters. Mr. Peters, I'm resigning. I found a better opportunity. He looked surprised. Daniel, I have never heard of this company. Are you sure about this? Yes, I am sure, I said firmly. I already signed the contract. Mr. Peters signed. If things don't work out, you're always welcome back here. Just let me know within the next 2 weeks. I felt insulted. Why did everyone think I was making a mistake? I gave my 2 weeks' notice. During those 2 weeks, I felt proud. I walked around the office with my head high. I was going to be a senior marketing manager. On my last day, my colleagues gave me a card and a gift. Good luck, Daniel, Mr. Peters said. I smiled. Thank you. I will be fine. I left the office for the last time. My new life was about to begin. The weekend before my start date, I received an email from Mr. Jackson. The subject line said, "Important, please read." My heart started beating fast. Mr. Jackson wrote that before I could start working, I needed to pay for equipment and training materials. The cost was $3,000. The company would refund me from my first salary. I felt confused. Why did I need to pay money before starting work? This did not seem right. I replied, I said I didn't have $3,000. Could the company provide the equipment? Mr. Jackson replied quickly. This was company policy. If I couldn't pay, they would cancel my position. They had many other candidates waiting. I felt panic. I had already quit my job. I told everyone about my new position. I couldn't go back now. That night, I could not sleep. Finally, I called Tom. I told him about the email. Daniel, this is a scam, he said immediately. No real company asks employees to pay money before starting work. You need to stop this right now. But I already quit my job, I said. Tom was serious. Don't pay anything. Visit their office again. You need to verify if they are real. The next morning, I tried to call Global Success Media. The phone number didn't work. I tried to email Mr. Jackson. No reply. I felt sick. I took the bus to the office building. When I arrived at the 5th floor, the door was locked. I knocked many times. No one answered. I asked the building manager. That office has been empty for months. Sometimes people rent it for a few hours, but no company works there permanently. My world collapsed. It was all fake. The company, the job, the salary, everything was a lie. I had been scammed. I sat on a bench outside and cried. I had quit my stable job for nothing. I ignored all the warnings. I had been so stupid, so greedy, so blind. The next few weeks were terrible. I had to tell my family. My mother cried. My father was disappointed. I felt ashamed. I stayed in my apartment most of the time. I searched for jobs every day, but finding work was not easy. My savings were running out. I had rent to pay, bills, food. I started having panic attacks. I couldn't sleep. How could I have been so stupid? Days turned into weeks. I became depressed. I stopped taking care of myself. Tom visited me with food. He tried to cheer me up. "Daniel, you need to keep trying. This is not the end of the world." But it felt like my world had ended. I had lost everything because of my pride and greed. 2 months after the scam, Sarah called me. "Daniel, how are you?" I told her everything. She listened quietly. Then she said, "Mr. Peters asked about you last week. He is still hoping you will come back. We are very busy. The position is still open if you want it." I could not believe it, but I left. I was so stupid. I said, "Everyone makes mistakes." Sarah said, "What matters is what you do next. Just call him." The next morning, I called Mr. Peters. My hands were shaking. "Mr. Peters, this is Daniel. I need to talk to you." There was a pause. "Daniel, I'm glad you called. Come to the office tomorrow." When I arrived, I felt nervous. I walked to his office and knocked. "Come in," he said. I sat down. "Mr. Peters, I made a terrible mistake. I should have listened to you. If you can give me another chance, I will work hard. I have learned my lesson." Mr. Peters looked at me for a long moment. Then he nodded. "Daniel, we all make mistakes. You were targeted by criminals. The important thing is that you are honest now. Yes, you can come back. We need you here." I felt tears in my eyes. "Thank you, Mr. Peters. Thank you so much." He smiled. "I know you will not disappoint me. You can start next Monday." Going back was not easy. I felt embarrassed, but everyone was kind. Sarah hugged me. No one made fun of me. They treated me with respect. I worked harder than ever. I arrived early and stayed late. Slowly, my confidence returned. But I was different now, more careful, more humble. I learned to listen to advice. I learned to research before big decisions. A few months later, Mr. Peters called me to his office. "Daniel, you have been doing excellent work. I want to promote you to marketing coordinator. It comes with a salary increase." I was surprised. "Thank you, Mr. Peters." He smiled. "You earned it. You made a mistake, but you learned from it." This promotion was real, earned through hard work, not greed and shortcuts. Today, 3 years later, I still work at the same company. I am now a senior marketing coordinator. My salary has increased steadily through real promotions. I have learned important lessons from my big mistake. First, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. No legitimate company offers huge salaries after a 15-minute interview or asks employees to pay money before starting. These are red flags. Second, always listen to people who care about you. Tom, Mr. Peters, Sarah, they all warned me, but my pride was too strong. Good friends give advice because they care, not because they are jealous. Third, research everything carefully. I should have investigated global success media more. I should have looked for reviews. I was in such a hurry that I ignored all the warning signs. Fourth, never burn bridges. Mr. Peters gave me a second chance because I was a good employee before. Always treat people with respect when leaving. You never know when you might need them again. Fifth, real success takes time. I wanted to skip years of hard work, but real success comes from patience, dedication, and learning. There are no shortcuts. My big mistake cost me months of anxiety and stress, but it taught me valuable lessons about humility and wisdom. I am grateful for my job and the people who supported me. Most importantly, I am grateful for the lessons I learned. Today, when colleagues ask for career advice, I tell them my story. I want them to learn from my mistakes. I want them to value what they have instead of always chasing something bigger. Life is not about titles and salaries. Life is about doing good work, building real relationships, and being grateful for what you have. That's the most important lesson of all. If you enjoyed this story and learned something from my mistake, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Story Reading in English channel. Your support helps more stories reach people like you. With every story, our English gets better and our hearts get stronger.